All right, it's Thursday, July 27th. Just following up on the SPY, you can see it continuing to come lower here with some momentum, and it's looks like it's taking out the lows of yesterday, which was kind of that Fed announcement low where people had all kinds of stops who went long, and now the algorithms are coming down to take it out. It looks like the options here. I bought some 460 puts at 501. They get all the way up to 686 right now. Well, last trade at they're at 682. You know, they can get up over 7 here in a minute once this is taken out. The tricky thing, well, you know, a couple of things. Once it started lower here on the 50, you know, I bought the puts here near this little red line, expecting lower for a whole bunch of reasons I described on the other videos in the bigger picture. Then you had this target down here, you know, the pre-market lows. Once it took that out and couldn't, you know, bounce at all, it's continuing now to the next, you know, liquidity area, which looks to be the lows of yesterday. What's tricky about that is, you know, and again, once you cross the halfway point of this bar, that was also aligning with wanting to take out liquidity down here. But, you know, so we get an outside, let's say we head down there, we take that out. Now we have the big red outside bar. So, you know, I'm not saying with an hour and a half to go in the trading, if we take that out, we have a big reversal all the way back up. It is possible, given, you know, that if it's just this just algorithms taking out stops and then wants to bounce all the way up and keep that uptrend intact. We still have a time to go, an hour and a half. This has happened really quick within an hour, you know, all the way down here. So we'll see what happens once, you know, if that's taken out and everything else. It's also possible that you know, the reason that's not as likely the way I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to kind of judge it all, is that this weekly bar is getting very close to turning red and being a shooter bar, and we have one more day to go in the week. You know, this is happening on a Thursday. If it would happen on a Monday, I could see us temporarily coming down here, holding the midway point of the prior week, and maybe within a few days heading up. To me, we're running out of time on this week to make this bar look any good. So by tomorrow, if we head lower and can't really, and just pause tomorrow and don't get any big, this bar is going to project, you know, a 2-down bar into next week. And that's why, you know, you almost sense that after we take this out, things are going to stay negative. So we will see what happens. I'm just showing you that bought some puts here, you know, as it was heading lower. We reached our pre-market lows now. Once we reached the halfway point of that bar, that chain reaction is taking, yeah, there we go. We're just taking out the liquidity right now. And the options, like I said, are over 7. So if you bought those at 5, you're at 7. You can take gains here. This is a logical spot, you know, to really take some gains, just given the momentum. But it's tough to say what's going to happen. I mean, I don't, you know, now that we have the 3 bar to the downside, that's just broadening action. That's just higher highs here, lower lows at the moment. So it would be a logical place to pause and maybe have some kind of really strong bounce that doesn't necessarily go all the way up on the day, but that's, you know, that wouldn't be surprising at all. So let's just see what happens. I mean, you know, just kind of shooting the video as it's unfolding because, you know, I like to watch it and judge the price action myself. But given that the weekly chart is now red with 1 day to go, that's sort of, it looks like a reversal that wants to continue for a little bit of time, you know, into next week. But we'll have to find out. I mean, it's just 1:30, a little after, an hour and a half to go. Anything could happen. We kind of reached our targets. We're breaking through it pretty strongly. Options are now, you know, almost 740, you know, up here. Bought those at 5. So let's just see how it goes. I'll just have to do a recap video at the end of the day, but just kind of highlighting some of the key elements of this particular trade and the conditions in the market that are taking place right now. Again, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see, you know, some kind of a bounce from here, just given the liquidity taken out. But I also, you know, can sense that this is a little bigger picture kind of thing developing that should follow through a little bit. And the next targets are down here. And like I said, then on Friday, you know, if we close negative, we have a whole bunch of gaps to fill down here. So maybe this is a 3 bar that's going to get that 3-2 continuation, which certainly can happen. I mean, the next signal, by the way, on this bar is going to be either a 3-2 down day, 2 up, or an inside bar that goes either up or down, you know. So while there's no actionable signal tomorrow, we can certainly follow through lower, you know, a lot lower. And we're sort of doing that here. So let's just see how things go. Options up to 750, I can see. Bought those at 5. So let's just see how the SPY ends up, and I'll do a recap video at the end of the day.